Hello, Cancer Nation. Welcome to your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. I hope all is genuinely well. This may be a reading that may resonate with you if you happen to have Cancer in your Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus dominant in your natal chart. If you happen to be cross-watching for a Cancerian, you might find some information in this reading that may resonate. Cancer, this reading is general. So this automatically means that there will be certain things mentioned in this reading that may resonate with you. And then you will guaranteed hear some things in this reading that may not be a match to your story. Please don't be distracted by details that don't apply to your situation. Instead, take in what is a message genuinely for you and what is not, disregarded. That may have been a message meant for someone else to hear. Lastly, Cancer Nation, we're going to go over some topics that you might feel are sensitive. And I tend to be someone who is straightforward, straight to the point. If that is not your preference, here's your opportunity to click off. Otherwise, those of you who are ready to take a deep dive with me, let's get into it. Let's dive in and let's see what's going on with the Cancer Nation. Cancers. Get the first card out, Two of Cups. Some of you might be dealing with a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. And then we got King of Pentacles and the Tower right beneath that. Some of you could be dealing with an Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or a Scorpio. Okay. It looks like you got a Gemini, King of Swords. You got the Star, Aquarius. Temperance, Sagittarius. Okay. Some sort of beef that you're in with somebody. You're having maybe some sort of conflict. It seems like you're ready to lay that to rest. You are ready to lay that to rest, or someone else is. Let me backtrack for a second. Cancers, let me explain something. Something that's very self-explanatory. Let me remind you, this is a reading for the zodiac sign of Cancer. This reading is not about someone specific. It is about the zodiac sign of Cancer. So even though it may seem like I'm talking directly to you or about your particular situation, just know that I'm not speaking about anyone in particular. With that out of the way, let's see what's going on. Mountain. I think this has something to do with some sort of relationship in your life. Yeah, betrayal is right behind that. And you got law beneath that. So you got a few things going on. It seems like, yeah, your mental health might have taken a hit. If it's not yours, Cancer, somebody around you. It may have something to do with what someone is saying. I mentioned to you before, it seems like you're getting into it with someone. And whatever someone is saying or has said in the past, it feels like it's made a deep impact. Like Cancer Nation, it seems like you're just really fixated on something, really holding on to something that someone has said or done to you, what you feel is a betrayal. Yeah, and it feels like you're kind of stuck there. You might be having some vehicle trouble, Cancer Nation or Crosswatcher, or something might be going on with somebody around you. Like I said, some sort of mood has switched. It seems like you're aware of something here. You're aware that maybe somebody that you're dealing with, like I mentioned to you, it's a monogamy issue. Maybe you're kind of being like well aware that someone is not faithful. I feel like somebody's adding insult to injury. So there's some sort of betrayal. There's some, oh, how did I miss that? How did that go over my head? Some of you are in a domestic abuse situation. Like I said, if it is not you that's going through this, then someone around you could be. It feels like somebody doesn't know what to do about this situation. Okay. Because it looks like there may be Cancer or Crosswatcher. Even if it's not about a love relationship, it seems like maybe there's some things that are going on in your life that you feel are completely out of your hands. They're out of your control. And maybe there are some cycles that you're ready to break, Cancer. And maybe there is something going on with finances. Maybe you are trying to maybe gather together some funds, okay? It looks like you are trying to, like I said, maybe up your financial game for whatever reason. And if it's not you that's fighting, it might be people in your home, or people in your home may be affected by something. This legal situation may have something to do with jail time. And if this is not literal jail time for all of you Cancerians, it seems like that's just where you are mentally. Okay, who's highlighted in your reading? For some of you, as somebody that's in the military, somebody might have a military affiliation, or somebody could be involved in law enforcement. Yeah, it seems like somebody could be seeking union. I think this is how things started out. And this is why the Two of Cups is at the bottom of the deck for you. I think you have been, you've had a yearning for companionship. And I think for some reason you faced an obstacle. I'm still not fully sure what this obstacle is about. I just see that there's some sort of disagreement, and whatever was said is just, so maybe it's just regular relationship problems. No, I mentioned to you somebody's aware of something. Somebody is aware that somebody's not being honest. It seems like there's an issue with trust. And it seems like that's obviously what's needed to make a relationship work. And it just seems like that's not something that you feel is feasible right now. Your spirit guides, Cancer Nation or Cross Watcher, they say it's time to cut the cords. Because it seems like maybe you've had an attachment to someone. It shows me in this Cancer. It looks like there's a lack of growth in a relationship, even though something may start again. You got the Devil in your reading, Capricorn, for some of you. Your guides are saying there's some obvious red flags. It seems like maybe there's something that has happened in your situation that has had you feel, maybe you decided to be vulnerable with someone that you felt used by. And somebody that maybe allowed other people an opportunity to kind of interject and give their kind of input in this situation. So right now it seems like you're in a very stuck, vulnerable place with someone. Some of you, you're pregnant, or there's news of pregnancy around you. If you are looking to get pregnant, I don't know. I guess that's you evaluating maybe if this is the situation that you want to get pregnant in. But, you know, some of you, the baby is already here. The baby is already in utero. Somebody's pregnant for some of you. Seems like there's trust issues. Somebody is coming back to heal the relationship. Wow. Somebody has a hardcore addiction. What is this about? Spirit guides, blow this wide open. What is going on with the Cancer Nation? What's going on? Some of you, it seems like I can still see you standing there. I think you're loyal, Cancer or Cross Watcher. I think you're loyal to a fault. I think you're someone who will constantly put other people above yourself, maybe even at times above your family. And it just seems like you're being taken for granted. And that somebody might feel like no matter how, you're an abuser, basically, Cancer. I don't know. I told you I tend to be very blunt. And you the enabler? Okay. Somebody might be going into like a drug relapse. Somebody feels like you're always going to be there, no matter what you put them through. Oh, God, I did not expect this reading to get this deep. I did not. Somebody is like a slave to an addiction right now. Now, for some of you, this is not a slave to like a chemical addiction. This feels like for some of you, this relationship has become that. Like you've become addicted to this. Now, somebody in this situation is a saboteur. And some of you, this is not literal. This is not where someone has like somebody is shooting up. But it does feel like somebody is in some sort of deep emotional pain and self-destructive ways. So basically, in a nutshell, this feels like somebody reels you in and pushes you away at the same time. Again, some sort of psychological abuse, this feels like. For some of you, this is a power play for somebody. Like I said, somebody feels like no matter what they do, you're still going to be there. If somebody is not in jail, okay, this is either the threat of jail. No, I did say some of you are in a DV situation. Somebody could be facing jail time connected to this situation, Cancer. Some of you are Cancer Gemini. Gemini is featured here. It's time to end the chapter. We talked about cutting cords. So whatever this addiction is, if it is literal or if this is, yeah, if you got some sort of legal situation, yeah. Some of you, like I said, this relationship is an addiction for you. It's time to cut. It's time to cut the cords. Maybe this is why somebody's in jail. Let's see. What's going on with the Cancer Nation? What's going on in your situation? The reason for your fighting, the reason for some sort of physical attack is that because somebody is doing something. We talked about a betrayal. For some of you, this has something to do with someone else. Some of you, this is obviously a third party. Or you're suspecting that this wouldn't be the first time, Cancer. This seems like that there's for some of you, this is somebody that somebody has taken a liking to, and they might be calling this person their friend, this sort of thing. It seems like somebody intends on crossing the line with someone. And because this is something that has happened before, it seems like somebody is trying to control the other person because they don't trust them. Now, you also have a situation, Cancer, where somebody's gossiping, might be complaining to others about you, about the issues or the problems in the relationship. Because, like I said, even if this is not literal, it definitely feels like this is like the problems in the relationship are running a bit deep. It seems like you're concerned constantly about whether or not this person is going to slip up, because it does appear that, Cancer, they're one way around you and then they're a different way when you're not around. Some of you, the separation already happened. Some of you have literally gone through a divorce. Others of you, you're in a third party situation and you're waiting for someone to get a divorce. If it's not a divorce on paper, which could possibly be what this legal situation is about, well, let's talk about it. Somebody might feel like maybe they're not happy in their relationship and that they're kind of stuck. That maybe they don't really see a way out of this situation, especially if there is abuse and manipulation involved. It's not a matter of if it is. It's if this is your situation, it feels like it involves that. Manipulation in the fact that somebody gaslights you. Or, let's see. Yeah, it seems like you're constantly forgiving this person. No matter, like I mentioned to you, no matter what they put you through. No matter how many times they mess up the situation. Yeah. So I think maybe this is why you're hurt. Some of you, I mentioned to you, you're going through an argument. You may want to end this. And maybe somebody is an actor, a whole actor out here. They're acting like they don't care. And it seems like it has affected you on some level. It maybe has caused you to overthink. Cancer, a cross watcher. And it seems like you are missing this person or they are missing you. I think that this might even be something in hindsight. Like I said, you might wake up to the fact that for some of you who's reading this is genuinely for, that this person is your abuser, your batterer. And in hindsight, you might thank this person for leaving you. I see somebody who is angry, and I mentioned to you somebody who is power hungry. And I mentioned to you also that somebody cheats on a regular basis. This is a habit for this person. And for some of you, I got to be completely frank. Somebody is in this situation for what you can do for them, what you can provide. It could be on either side. It could be you, Cancer. It could be cross-watcher. I also feel that because there is a third person here and somebody is trying to keep someone's secret, somebody might not be claiming someone publicly. And it might be somebody has a particular sexual fetish, Cancer. Maybe they feel like you won't do something for them, and so they go to somebody else to get this particular favor done for them. For some of you, it seems like the point of contention has everything to do with the past. This third person, for some of you, has something to do with an ex that keeps coming back around. And because of the state of the relationship, it seems like somebody's not really happy. But they're not really exactly in a situation where they're wanting to leave. Like I said, somebody feels stuck. Some of you, somebody feels stuck because they're being, like I mentioned to you, manipulated. There are others of you, you're feeling stuck for some other reason. You don't know how to break the cycle. Somebody, Cancer Nation, something's on their mind. They may not voice it to you. They might just be kind of observant of you. You're not sure, Cancer Nation, about whether or not you're being paranoid or whether or not you should listen to your intuition. Is your intuition right? Am I overthinking this? It seems like you're not sure what to think. Or for some of you, you don't know what to think because somebody is coming back into the situation. Like I said, somebody left. Someone is under the expectation that the other person may just kind of naturally take them back. This is something that caught my eye. Destruction. You had destruction and saboteur. Again, this feels like this has everything to do with self-destruction. You put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into a relationship. It just, like I said, it feels like things are stuck or there's no movement between you and this person. Especially if this involves an air sign. Let's see what happens next. But let me make it clear. There's also a fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Oh, I mentioned to you a pregnancy. Somebody might have had a baby on you. A baby outside this relationship. Or you might be finding out that somebody's pregnant. Oh, some of you, this is not a romantic partner. Some of you, this has something to do with a friend, a romantic partner. I'm sorry, a friend. Oh, okay. Maybe your friend is your romantic partner. Tormented and anguished. I didn't catch that. What is somebody tormented and anguished about? You had a few cards that came out. I'm going to just... King's Chief Secretary. Is somebody doing something with their secretary? What is somebody in tormented and anguished about? I mentioned to you the past. I never want to feel that way again. That's what I mean. You might be kind of stuck there mentally about something that just kind of plays over and over in your mind about the past. Someone could have been born the year of the snake. Okay, you got a Scorpio. I know I mentioned that before. What is somebody tormented and anguished about? I'm not certain. Well, I already said that it's the past. Some of you, somebody is tormented and anguished over the fact that maybe there's just, you guys are not getting along. And some of you Cancerians, somebody might have to lose you in order to kind of see what they have. It looks like somebody copped out. They took the easy way out of a situation. And somebody is coming back. They're going to claim, Cancer Nation, that they're different. So yeah, like I mentioned, some of you, you have someone that's pretending like they don't care about the situation, but in reality, somebody can't take their mind off of it. I think that there is a desire for some sort of conversation, some sort of communication, but I think someone is just very overwhelmed right now, kind of stressed out with maybe some things that are going on in their life, or they're looking back on a situation between, that's what this torment and anguish is about, is that both of you might be hurting from the damage that this relationship has caused. For some of you, this is parent-child, if I didn't make that clear also. It seems like somebody's hurting from the damage and the pain that was caused from this situation. Somebody would like to have a conversation with you, Cancer or Cross-Watcher, or for some of you, it may be time to have a conversation with a child, because you might have a child that's dealing with maybe something that's going on in their personal life. Queen of Fire. Aries, Leo, Sag. We already talked about that. You have the Magician, who happens to come up in reverse. You got a Leo for sure in this situation. Okay, so the way that I see this is I think Cancer Nation, someone may want to come back around. Somebody feels guilty over the situation. Somebody might want to come back and right their wrongs. Okay, I mentioned to you some sort of conversation. Somebody is hoping that somebody will listen. Somebody has a gambling addiction. Cancer, just a side note. I think you're tired of chasing someone. And I think somebody recognizes that. So are you guys going to talk? You guys, show me what this is. What's coming up? Probably not. Justice once again. I see a few reasons why justice keeps coming up. This might have something to do with something that's going on spiritually, which I will get to. And it has something to do with a Leo for some of you. And it has something to do with the High Priestess. It definitely feels like the angels are fighting some sort of battle for you. Or they're taking care of some sort of enemy that's in your midst. Oh. You got a King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo. Okay, we talked about somebody might be very flashy with their money, or they may like to give off the appearance that they have a lot of money. You do have a legal situation. It seems like you're worried out of your mind over a legal situation. Bear with me, Cancer. I'm trying to see how this plays out. I want to see if you guys are going to talk again. Dealing with someone who's very sensitive. Cancer, somebody might see you as very sensitive. I do feel that you might take a break from this person. I think in the midst of that, you might be getting some rest because I do feel that you've been losing sleep over this. Start anew came out. It did come out in reverse. So maybe somebody is not sure if there is any possibility to start new. Somebody's confused right now. They're not sure where the two of you stand. Somebody is hoping that you will open up your heart. I really feel like this is more so with a parent-child situation. Like I said, there's a child that may want you to listen, may want you to be attentive to what it is that they have to say. But it seems like there's a level of distrust. Oh, maybe you want your child to listen. Maybe you have an unruly child and maybe you're trying to give them some sort of advice and maybe you feel like they're not. But like I said, it could be the other way. Somebody wishes that somebody would open up their heart. Not just listen on the surface, but really hear what they're having to say. See, this is what I mean. Somebody may need to tell the truth. I think somebody does want the truth, the real truth, not some watered down version of the truth, because somebody has been spinning a web of lies. Okay, especially in the court of law. I do feel, Cancer Nation or Crosswatcher, someone wants to reach out. They might. They might. And in the background of your situation, I do see some sort of harassment. So yeah, maybe somebody does want to reach out. Maybe they might. And maybe certain things may need to be cleared up. But I do not necessarily see an apology. I don't know how important that is to you. Cancer or Crosswatcher, this is similar to Virgo. So you must be dealing with a Virgo. Somebody might just want you to drop it and just stop talking about it. Just don't bring it up again. You know what I mean? So it doesn't feel like everything is going to, possibly get resolved in this situation overnight. But I do feel that somebody is thinking about it. They may not come forward this week, Cancer or Crosswatcher. It just feels like the thought is for sure crossing their mind. For some of you, it's not a love relationship. Like I mentioned, some of you, this is a friend, a family member. Let's go back to this Queen of Wands. No, actually, let's backtrack to this legal situation. Because like I mentioned to you, you got this card that says tormented and anguished. I think, wow, as soon as I part the deck, self-hatred. So I guess we are going to talk about this High Priestess. But yeah, let's stay on the subject of this legal thing. As much as the cards are kind of guiding me back to that, I think you're worried about a financial matter. This financial matter may be connected to this legal situation, and it may have something to do. It may go back to this addiction thing. Some of you, the addiction may be to overspending, but yeah, you got somebody coming from the club or from the what am I trying to say? The bar. Somebody definitely has a drinking problem. Oh, is somebody drinking and driving? I do. I think so. Somebody could be LGBTQ. Seems like somebody could have passed in your situation, or you're worried that somebody might if they don't slow down with this addiction. But I also mentioned to you that for some of you, it's your state of mind. It's the things that you're thinking about that have you just in a very low place, or somebody around you. What's going on with court? A lot of activity going on online. You might find a solution to some sort of financial problem. It does feel like maybe you're late on some bills. Or it's just maybe you're not able to keep track of time. This does feel like you're going through some sort of emotional storm. Or maybe literally in May, I guess. Maybe it's possible. Maybe it is kind of storming where you are. I mentioned to you somebody's in jail. Somebody might need you to contact the bail bondsman. You could be going to bail someone out of jail. But I think that if this is you going through some sort of financial issue, I mentioned to you earlier in the reading that maybe you're very focused on some money that you need to gather together. And maybe there might be a financial solution that might be coming up. You might be getting a loan. Either someone is loaning money to you, or you might be loaning some money to someone else, especially due to some sort of car issue. It seems like maybe somebody might need to kind of get around, but maybe they can't due to the fact that maybe they don't either they don't have a car, or they don't have transportation, or there's something going on with their vehicle. There have been delays with your money, Cancer or Cross Watcher. It seems like you might be the breadwinner of the family or whatever. And it seems like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. Maybe you don't want people to see exactly how intense this is. So maybe you're trying to put a smile on your face. Like I mentioned to you, some sort of delay. You've been worried about this. It's been maybe affecting your day-to-day. Cancer or Cross Watcher, like I said, you might be able to come up with some sort of solution to a financial issue that has just really been troubling you. Here, guys, what's going on with the Cancer Nation and the Cross Watchers? Telling you somebody's definitely playing secret agent, or what do you call that? Detective in your situation. Because it looks like whatever you're doing online, meeting up with somebody online, somebody's onto it. And they're already kind of tracking your movements. And that would possibly be your partner, unless, like I said, you are under some sort of investigation. Some of you, I mentioned to you, this financial situation is connected to what's going, like a living situation. Some of you, it looks like you want to move, but maybe your options are limited. As soon as I part the deck. Your options are limited due to a financial situation. Like I mentioned to you, it seems like you're able to sort something out or come up with some sort of solution to a financial situation, Cancer or Cross Watcher. It just seems like your fears are speaking louder to you than any sort of solution. Yeah, Courts of Justice comes out again. Definitely somebody is facing jail time. And maybe somebody is really nosy about that. Somebody might be digging in your information. So Cancer or Cross Watcher, be mindful about what you're doing online, tracking your movements. It seems like somebody is doing that sort of thing. Somebody wants to know the tea about you, or maybe you provide the tea, that sort of thing, especially online. Somebody's looking for some sort of, yes, you are under some sort of investigation. You have a warrant. We always talk about this. So do you? Why are we talking about this again? Yes, it feels like you're worried about your freedom or someone else's freedom being compromised. Some of you might be getting a restraining order. I mentioned to you, some of you, this jail situation has something to do with the fact that somebody is in a situation and they really don't want to be there. They're not happy. They're tethered to this situation. They don't know how to cut the cords, or they're just not in a financial position to be able to. I'm just making sure all my cards are turned the right way. There are some of them that are turned upward. Oh, don't cut them, Cancer. I think you might be tempted to, and don't misconstrue what I'm saying. I'm not saying go and put your hands on somebody, Cancer, but I feel that some of you might be tempted to. Maybe that's why the police were called in your situation. Maybe that's why somebody might need to be bailed out of jail. I mentioned to you, it's your living situation. You're not able to pay bills anyway. Somebody's bail, if they're getting bailed out of jail, it seems like their bail is pretty high. And so, yeah, somebody might need to go get a loan to get that taken care of. Wet bag. We talked about addictions, right? For some of you, that's what someone's getting arrested for. Somebody could be, come on, alcohol and driving. I think that's what this is. Somebody's driving above the legal limit. Somebody gets caught. I said, some of you, this has something to do with an addiction, or this has something to do with, like I mentioned to you earlier, DV situation. Somebody's doing something that's against the law. Somebody has witnesses. I mentioned to you, you have some nosy people in your situation. What's going on with Cancers? Okay. Maybe something is affecting your dream. Maybe you're having some bad dreams, Cancer. If this is not going on with you, it might be going on with family. What's going on with Cancer Nation? I mean, somebody feels trapped. Okay. I did say we were going to get back to this Queen of Wands, this Leo, Aries, or Sag. Some of you, this is a family member is doing this, or somebody is trying to affect your family. See, somebody is definitely trying to escape some sort of situation. If this is a legal situation, somebody's trying to get out of this. If that is you, lawyer up, Cancer, or cross-watcher. Because it looks like in this situation, somebody might have to. Yeah, it's like somebody is accusing someone of a crime. I hope no one passed because of this, because I keep seeing some sort of funeral scene. Or this is why your guides are saying, cut the cords, Cancer. I don't even want to say that. Well, let's talk about this. Is there something else we can talk about before we go into that? Let's see what else might be going on with the Cancers. I promise I don't really want to go into that. We'll talk about it though. I'm pretty sure spirit guides are going to bring me back to it. All right. Cancers or cross-watchers, it seems like somebody is a healer. This could be something that could be going on in the spiritual community. It doesn't have to be that it is. It doesn't have to be. But somebody might see you as a healer, even if you do not do anything spiritual in nature, professionally. You might just be somebody that's very sensitive, very giving to other people. We talked about this online thing, and you got a keyboard here, Cancer or cross-watcher. Some of you might work online. Maybe you don't. Maybe you post a lot of pictures online. Jealousy sort of thing. Jealousy, gossip. Somebody wants to know the tea. So this feels like due to jealousy, somebody could be trying to block you or make issues for you. And this might be why you're feeling tormented or anguished about something. Seems like it's something that's bothering you. Some of you Cancers, you work around snakes. You work around people that are not trustworthy and people that might go out of their way to try to sabotage someone else's success. And maybe perhaps this is why you've been going through a lot. Cancer or cross-watcher, you come up as the intuitive, which leads me to believe that you might possibly be like a tarot reader, or you have some, you're gifted spiritually in some sort of way. Anyway, somebody might be trying to poke and prod at you. I mentioned to you, some of you Cancerians are undergoing some sort of harassment, especially online. If this is not you, then this may be a child that is being harassed online. This might be a good idea to maybe track your kids' movements. You got a minor child. You never know who's on the other side of that keyboard. Cancer, cross-watcher, somebody's doing something, they're definitely going to get caught. And it may be why somebody is going to jail. It could be an upcoming birthday. Some of you, you could be celebrating the birthday of a Taurus, or someone could be a Gemini coming up. I did mention to you that was the featured highlighted sign in your reading. You do have a package, some sort of information that is coming into you, package, a letter, that sort of thing. The takeaway from this Cancer Nation is that maybe you've had some sort of struggle. If this is not a chemical addiction, like I mentioned to you, that you're struggling with, or some sort of mental health struggles, legal struggles. I didn't talk about this. I didn't talk about your angels coming through. Let's go back and talk about that. So I mentioned somebody's putting a curse on you, right? Somebody's well-versed in magic. Some of you, that's the case. Some of you, somebody's playing around in this magic, or they might try to make it appear, right, that they have this much leverage over you spiritually. I think you would know who this is. Yeah. I don't think this is a mystery to you, Cancer or cross-watcher. I see why this funeral scene is coming up, and I promise you I don't want to say all of this stuff. Anyway, just know this. It's not going to work. Whomever this is that's doing this, and they're doing it to you unfairly, your angels come in to interject, and they bring justice to you in a particular situation. If you have not violated the law in some sort of way and you're being wrongly accused, then this feels like there's justice in your favor, but definitely without a doubt spiritually. And there's no doubt a Virgo that is highlighted in your reading. This is justice for you and possibly people in your home, because it seems like this is what somebody is trying to affect. Not just you, but you got a card here that says people in the home. So maybe it's not just you that's been affected. It might be your entire household. Like I said, it seems like you're triumphant in some sort of way. Back to this. You've been experiencing some sort of adversity. It's been in a relationship, or it might be with somebody that you co-parent children with, and some sort of struggle. This week, it seems like your guides are trying to, this is why they show up, your angels are showing up in the reading, because they're trying to show you a solution to some sort of problem where you feel blocked in some sort of way. They're going to show you how to solve these problems. Or you might just be someone that solves problems with elegance, because it seems like you might be doing so in front of a lot of people. You've grabbed the attention of a lot of people, because maybe you are someone that gets a lot of exposure online. As I said, you may have caught the attention of somebody that is jealous. You guys are saying, for this reason, protect your energy. Okay, like I said, somebody is being very obvious, Cancer, about their intentions. And for some of you, this is in regards to a love connection. This is just your past dating history. You got to find a way to get peace of mind this week, Cancer. You got to find a way to maybe at least isolate yourself for at least a chunk of time. I know you're busy. I know there's a lot on your plate or you're in a time crunch, but your guides are definitely saying carve out some time. It's the last thing you want to go at work to do is be this tormented and anguished sort of individual with all these people that are looking, or this might be what catches the attention. Somebody might notice that something's going on with you, Cancer, and I promise you, someone in your energy this week. Didn't I say something about a Leo? I love the Leos. Please do not get, that's my favorite zodiac sign. Not to say that I don't love the others, but strength. Somebody might be taking advantage of the fact that you're going through something. Somebody might think something is just real funny. Like I said, snakes. Some of you, this is family member. Some of you, this is somebody else. That sort of thing. When you're online, trust. The hecklers, they're out there. And they're really trying to get you down in some sort of way. Yep. Throwing daggers at you, throwing stones. There's definitely people, plenty of trolls. And I say something about the tarot community, and then I say something about a snake. You see this snake here? Trust and believe. You read tarot online. What's that about? Because I did say you're a healer. Oh, come on. You're in a DV situation. There's no doubt about it. That's why you're going to court. What is this? See, don't be fooled by wolves in sheep's clothing. Somebody is very charming, but it just seems like somebody has a one-track mind. Not all of you Cancers, okay? But some of you. Like you're, or this is someone trying to charm you and they don't have any intention of changing. This, you see what I mean? This destruction, destroyer, saboteur. Okay, can we talk about something else? Somebody's trying to destroy something that you're working on. Yeah, somebody is an addict. If someone doesn't have a literal addiction, then this feels like somebody is addicted to you. Somebody has an addiction to what you are doing. Like somebody is just really obsessed with what you're doing. And yeah, there is a detective. I promise you, somebody's either playing detective in your situation or someone is literally just kind of like tracking your movements. This court situation might have something to do with kids. Let's see what's going on otherwise with the Cancer Nation. Some of you, it is time to move. Some of you, it is time for a new beginning. It seems like there's been a relationship that's in turmoil. This is why your guides are saying cut the cords. It's time for a new beginning. Goodness, the Lovers again. Gemini. You might be starting at ground zero. Somebody in your situation might be overly concerned about public opinion, about what everyone has to say about your relationship. This might be why somebody is stuck, because they care too much about what other people think. When it comes to your work, I mentioned to you, you might, or I didn't mention this to you, you might be have like a flood of ideas. And it seems like you had some sort of problems or obstacles with work. It definitely feels like you might be overcoming these things. It does look like your financial situation, like I mentioned to you, if you can take the time out of your day to not be so frustrated or so worried, this even has everything to do with public opinion. You know what I mean? Some of you, that's what I mean. You might be just overly concerned about what other people are thinking or saying. You're human at the end of the day. You know what I mean? But it just seems like, I think that's what it is. Like, you might be giving something too much life, too much attention. But back to this whole thing about ideas that you might be getting, downloads that you might be getting. That's why I feel like there's jealousy. But yeah, it seems like you're focusing on your career regardless. And it does. I mentioned to you, increase in your finances. Because it does feel like I mentioned to you before, you're very focused, you're very driven. You might be giving love relationships a lot less of your attention and more attention to improving your financial situation. Some of you Cancerians, you do have someone new coming in. Somebody could be coming in, they could be very flirtatious. Some of you that are open to love, it looks like you might have an opportunity for that coming in for you. It seems like you could be falling in love with someone new. And this could be in a very unexpected sort of circumstance. But you may also have someone coming back from the past, which would be this King of Swords for a lot of you. You've been procrastinating, over analyzing something. You're going to get clarity in order to move forward with something this week. As long as you spend some time in meditation and solitude, it seems like that might be the clearest way for you to hear the answer. Some of you, you're concerned about school, or you have some sort of scholarly goal. This might be what this package is, this letter. It may have something to do with an opportunity with work. For some of you, it's not school. It may just be some sort of promotion. It could be a scholarship that could be coming in for you or your child. I mentioned to you, your state of mind is everything. This seems like you've been going through something. I don't know if you're intentionally isolating other people. Maybe it's for a reason. Maybe it's because you might need to deal with certain things. I don't know. But it definitely feels like you have fear surrounding money, right? Sometimes money is cool, sometimes it's not. Especially if this has something to do with self-employment. And maybe that's what you're worried about. This week, it seems like your spirit guides are saying you got to find a way to balance your priorities. It seems like you might be multitasking and you might have a lot on your plate. And it seems like balance is going to be crucial for you. The advice, and let it go. This situation no longer serves you. Allow me to sever your energetic connections to the past so that you can embrace the future. I mentioned to you, some of you, this relationship is an addiction. This relationship might be something that gets you caught up legally, gets you in some mess. You guys, since the beginning of the reading, they've been talking about cutting the cords. You may need to let something go. I mentioned to you, some of you, it's the past that you're tormented and anguished about. I mentioned to you, that might be the addiction. You're addicted to that, to the point that it is destroying and sabotaging you on some level, maybe even without you knowing it. But either way, in whatever way this makes sense to you, Leo, how am I saying? I'm tempted to say Leo, Libra, but I know I'm reading for Cancer. Maybe you're Cancer, Leo, cuz dealing with a Leo. Anyway, something needs to be severed. It's almost over. Your current challenges will soon be resolved, and you'll be able to look at your future with a smile. Something is almost over. Some of you, it's a lease. Maybe you can't stand where you live. Or there's certain people that maybe you live around that are nosy, and it makes things kind of unbearable for you. I mentioned to you some sort of harassment. Maybe something is almost over. It could be some sort of, like I said, some sort of spiritual issue that you've been dealing with. I mentioned to you, some sort of justice comes in. Whatever this is that you're worried about, it seems like you are able to cut the cords and move on. Maybe it's the timing of something. Maybe that's what has you worried, because maybe it's not time yet. This is not the divine right time to take action. Be patient. The opportune moment is approaching. Maybe this has something to do with a job. As I mentioned, maybe you want things to pick up for you. Do you owe money? I think that might be what this is. You might owe money to something. You might have some sort of outstanding balance that you need to pay. You know what I mean? You might get the answer through a particular messenger this week. Your spirit guides might be putting a messenger in your life, but you got to get rid of the bully. If you are the bully, Cancer, I can't tell you what to do with your life, but especially if you're doing this to somebody that is just where it's not warranted. That's what I mean. Somebody's angels are coming for your head. Somebody is highly protected. Cancer or cross watcher. And it seems like karma comes down on, something's backfiring. Got this card that says curse. That's what I feel. That this is what your angels bring. Some sort of karma. Justice. And you might be, maybe you might be, you know, kind of observing this. You might want to know the tea about it. I don't know. I'm not saying be messy, Cancer, but advice, Holy Spirit, for the Cancer Nation. Trust the guidance you're receiving. Archangel Uriel has blessed you with a brilliant epiphany. I am also present to clear away your worries so that you can trust your divine guidance. Trust the guidance you're receiving. I did say that there's a messenger that comes through for you this week that maybe gives you a very timely message, or you come across some sort of information that comes in at the nick of time that can help you, maybe through some sort of legal situation that maybe you feel like it's just too difficult to figure out. Holy Spirit, the answers, guidance for the Cancer. I swear I keep hearing Leo and Virgo. I know I'm reading for Cancers. Maybe you have Leo and Virgo in your own chart. Slow down, Cancer. To avoid burnout, don't do too much too fast. Go slow. Going slower lets you appreciate the miracle of the moment and the richness of your life. Maybe this is why you're not getting rest. You're burnt out. Constantly thinking about everything. Your mind is moving a mile a minute, and maybe you're, you know what I mean, working to try to do damage repair with a financial situation. If this is not you, maybe somebody else came in, some sort of abuser may have come in to destroy your financial situation, and you're kind of running to keep up with the pace to kind of fix, piece together a financial situation. Your guys are saying you don't have to worry. You're burning yourself out. You're doing too much too fast. This is why balance, the word balance, is coming into your situation. Your spirit guides are saying, slow down, find balance. You kind of moving so quickly, so fast, and just kind of going through the motions, you might miss the message, the very obvious message, that very obvious guidance that your angels are giving you this week. Appreciate the beauty of the moon. To calm and center yourself, or to simply experience awe, gaze at the moon tonight. Absorb the purity of the energy and the sublime presence. Where are we? We're in a waxing moon. I don't know. Maybe you feel maybe you're into astrology. Maybe your moon sign is Cancer. Maybe it's not. This is your home planet, actually. We know the moon is not a planet, but in astrology, they call it a planet. Maybe the moon might be I don't even know what sign the moon is in right now. Right about now, but I guess it would just change whenever you watch this playback. Anyway, something about the moon. Maybe it's causing you to feel more emotional or whatever. Center yourself. Take a few deep breaths to regain your center. Now you can approach life from a more mindful place. Yes, this is what I mean. Center yourself. You're being frantic about something. You might not realize that you're almost out of something, or the solution to something is coming in very quickly. And that might be what has you in a frenzy. We talked about that. Tormented in anguish, that sort of thing. If too much is coming at you too fast, decrease your stimulation level. Take a break from people, dim the lights, and savor quietude. I think so. I think you might need this, Cancer. It's your state of mind. I mentioned to you. Your state of mind might just be impeded by a whole bunch of things. And this might be what's going on with you mentally. Sometimes you're stable. Sometimes you might feel like you want to snap. You got to find a way to center yourself. Come back to center. Whatever that means. If you have to spend some time by yourself, maybe that's what I saw at the beginning of the reading. Going outside might make a difference for you as well, Cancer. Regardless, Cancer Nation, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. This reading was helpful, Cancer Nation. Help me out by giving this reading a thumbs up. Consider subbing to my channel if you're not already a subscriber. Thank you, Cancer Nation or Cross Watcher, for tuning in. Have a blessed, beautiful, and productive week, Cancer Nation. I'll see y'all in the next one.